Hello parents, Dr. Pettinger here. I'm coming to you with some very important information on how Grace Christian School is addressing the outbreak of the coronavirus, also known as COVID-19. I want you to know that all of the information that we have gathered and that I have utilized over the last month comes directly to me from the Center for Disease Control, the Orange County Department of Health, as well as the Orange County Department of Education. All of our decisions are made off of fact and not fear, and that's very hard. But as a Christian, I understand it says over 80 times in the Bible that I am not to fear, and it says fear not, and I should have trust in the Lord. This is going to put that trust to the test, that we as a Christian community need to come together and trust that God will provide. But that doesn't mean we should be irresponsible in how we prepare to address this important topic before us. Today, the teachers and I met for over 2 hours with the facts provided to us from the CDC as well as from the Orange County Department of Health, and we have come up with a list of things that we believe will help safeguard our students, your children, as we address these turbulent times that are facing our school, the state, the nation, and our global community. You also need to understand what is actually going on as these events and everything are being canceled. It is not so much to eradicate the disease, it is to flatten the curve. It's to prevent the spiking of the disease because we are currently overwhelming our healthcare professionals. They're trying to spread this out so our healthcare professionals have a fighting chance to continue to address those people that are ill as well as other people who have other conditions facing them. Now, here are some things that we are going to be doing at Grace. Some of you maybe think they're too far reaching and others may think they are not. But what we have tried to do, the staff and myself, have gone from a position of knowledge and information to do what we believe is best. But like I said in my finance class, that every family is different, and how you choose to move along with these suggestions is up to you and your family, and we will fully support that. Here are some of the things that we are putting into place. The Race for Grace that is scheduled for March 25th is being changed and modified. Race will be done without parents or family members there to celebrate. Actually, we will be running our laps during PE time, and those laps will be counted at that point. At a later date, we will be having the Family Fun Day. This is going to give everyone something to look forward to. That is when we will have the Carl's Jr. truck, we will have all the vendors and all the jumpers so that we can celebrate. It will be after May 1st that this takes place. Another important thing that we are doing is we are canceling all field trips off campus. We're saying it's non-essential field trips, and what we mean by that is Mr. Caselli is working with Catalina, Mrs. Marshall and Mrs. Carr are working with Sacramento, and Mrs. Clark is working with our providers for Washington, D.C. to see if those trips can be postponed or canceled in order to make you as a parent whole. We are in constant communication, and as those teachers get information that is relevant, they will pass it along to you. So here are some things that we are changing in addition to the canceling of all field trips. Our spring concert is being canceled and will not be rescheduled because we are running out of time. Our junior high event that was scheduled for April 24th is being canceled. Our PACE graduation is being rescheduled. We are currently working with the Cypress Police Department to find a date that will be beneficial for them as well as us, but it will definitely be after May 1st. Another important factor is all of our chapels will be with no parents and no guests on campus. As for that matter, parents and guests will not be allowed onto campus until after May 1st. In order to let you be a part of our chapels, which I know many of you truly enjoy because a lot of our students work very hard to put them on, we will be streaming those chapels live through a media that we will be giving to you very soon. In addition, there will be no parent volunteers on campus until May 1st. This is in every grade level, and we're trying to limit the contact of individuals not necessary to be part of the educational day. Another big thing that's going to be changing is starting Monday morning, Parents will not be allowed on campus to drop their children off for daycare. They will have to drop them off at the gate and they will proceed on to daycare on their own. The only exception to this is our preschool students, and by law, we are mandated to have preschool students walk to class and signed in by their parents. While this is the case, only one person will be allowed to enter the preschool classroom with the student to sign them in and get them situated. Any other siblings, if it's a sibling that you're carrying or in a stroller, we understand they will need to come in, but any other parents or friends will need to wait at the gate as you come in to check your child into the preschool. This helps eliminate any unnecessary people coming in contact with our students. In addition, we have canceled all guest speakers for our chapels. We are not having any non-essential people come on campus during this time. Here are some additional things that we are going to be doing to help prevent the spread of the virus on our campus. As you know, we have been encouraging all of our students to wash their hands as frequently as possible. In addition, our staff is being requested to wash their hands every time they re-enter their classroom, demonstrating good hygiene skills for all of their students. In addition, starting tomorrow, our maintenance team will be stepping up their sanitation and sanitizing our classrooms. We have special sanitizers that we will be using, and we will be spraying on top of all of the desks as well as the doors and portions of the carpet to decontaminize classrooms. We will be doing this every single day until May 1st or until things change. This has a set time, so we will allow this to dry onto whatever piece of furniture that it's applied to. And the point of this is to at least start every day fresh in every single classroom on campus. In addition, we are going to be starting to practice a system called social distancing, where we are going to try to keep 1 meter between all people. In every classroom where it's possible, we are separating the desks out further so students aren't as close to each other. We are going to ask students also to maintain personal space as they come up, and teachers help each student. In addition, when they're out at lunch, we're going to separate students a little bit more just to help keep them safe. In addition to this, I know there's a lot of in additions. We will be discouraging all hugs. I know this is going to be extremely hard as we are a giant family at Grace Christian School, but it's prudent during these times that we prevent this. So parents that normally hug one of us or a staff member, we ask that be refrained, and the hugging of students to teachers, as hard as that's going to be, we're also going to request that be refrained until we get a better hold of this virus. In addition, we are going to be discouraging handshaking, knuckle bumps. The way that we're going to greet each other is by the elbow knock that you're seeing popularized throughout media and everything of that nature. And we are also teaching our kids how to properly sneeze. It's called the vampire sneeze, or if you're really up on things, it's the DAP sneeze. And so we are finding these ways really help the best as we do things. In addition to no parents being allowed on campus and no guests, at the end of the day, when you come to pick your child up, we are asking if it is at all possible that you pick up your child through Carline. The best thing that you can do is get to school later rather than earlier. If you show up at 3:10, history has shown us that the majority of Carline has subsided. This prevents any unnecessary people coming onto campus. Also, when you do come to pick up your child after school for daycare, you will get them from the gate. If you are a preschool parent, again, the law has to prevail, and you have to pick up your preschooler in the classroom because they have to be signed out and turned over directly to you. And we just have to follow this procedure. But if you can, please go through Carline. Also, a bit of advice, don't get to school at 2 o'clock to line up in Carline. That only backs traffic up into the neighborhood and makes for unnecessary congestion. Currently, spring break is still going off as planned. It's going to be Good Friday to the week after Easter. We're hoping to maintain this as long as possible. If we get word from the CDC that we need to close for any reason, we will then adjust our spring break up to that point to take our spring break and then go into another set of criteria that we have set up. We need to know, parents, that we have also come up with a contingency plan in case we are told that we need to close. Some of you may be asking, why don't we close immediately and join the ranks of many other organizations that are doing that? It's because we understand the hardship that this would place on a number of families. A number of families are two-income families. And if we were to immediately close without taking these precautions first, a lot of situations, the person who would be caring for these children are grandparents or elderly people who are the most susceptible to this disease. As we're talking about them having the highest risk, you also need to know that not one child 10 years or younger has died from coronavirus COVID-19, where the opposite has been said for the flu. So we are going to do everything we can to keep our children safe on campus and disrupt your lives as little as possible. In the event that this disruption does come because the CDC has recommended that we close for a given amount of time, we have come up with this scenario for you. Our teachers have currently developed packets or online information that will be sent to you or given to your child on the last day that we are in contact with them. This information will be covering a 2-week span. Some of it will be review and some of it will be introducing new concepts. But in whatever situation, it will be a packet that will be put together for all of our students. In addition, each teacher will be giving a daily video that will be 5 minutes to 10 minutes in length, and those will be posted on our YouTube account. Each family will be given a link to that video from the teacher. The teacher will be reviewing classroom activities as well as assignments, and we will make this private on our YouTube channel, so you must have the link to go on to see the video. In addition, our teachers will be available from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. via email to answer questions every day. They will also be replying back to emails throughout the day, but this is a time that they will be readily available to answer immediate questions as it relates to assignments that the students are receiving. Now, it's also important to note this is going to be counting as actual class time, so that we do not have to extend into summer. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip here. Getting a little dry. I'm not used to talking this long. Anyway, because of that, you are going to be required to watch the videos daily, doing the assignments daily, and absolutely no late work. All work will be required to be turned in the first day school resumes. It will not be accepted the next day or the day after unless you are currently home sick. The reason we're doing this, it provides credibility and accountability for what we are going to be doing to count this as actual class time, so that we do not have to extend the school year into summer, further inconveniencing many of you and your families. There's some other important reminders that we want to tell you. We have always had a fever-free policy at Grace Christian School. If you ever have a fever, and especially now, you have to be fever-free at least 24 hours before sending your child back to school. This also pertains to vomiting. If a child wakes up in the middle of the night and they become sick, they need to stay home for at least 24 hours to ensure that they don't have some type of virus that may be easily passed on to other students in our school. We will do everything to accommodate you if you need to stay home because you are sick. As a matter of fact, we want you to stay home if you are sick. We do not want you to come to school if you are feeling ill. It's better to stay home and not get anyone else sick. That is the edict that we are handing out to all of our staff. We're telling them to stay home also. In the event of a closure, we will do everything possible to see how we can legally and safely provide childcare for the students who are in our care. Parents, we are one big family, and we know this isn't easy for any of you. And we are going to do everything we can to partner alongside you to continue your child's education in a safe environment. We do not want an environment of fear. And I think it's important that as you talk to your children, you talk to them about the good hygiene and ways they can prevent getting sick. This is good overall lesson for all of us. In addition, I think it's important to share with our junior hires or maybe even our fourth, fifth, and sixth graders who might have anxiety about the things that they are hearing on the news. Make sure you let them know that no child under the age of 10 has died of this, and the numbers are very low up above from 20 and under. So parents, we are going to continue to work together. This is a very fluid situation that we're facing. So as you're watching this video, things may have already changed, but we are on top of it. We're staying in contact with subject matter experts. We're not focusing on what they're saying on the news media because we believe in some situations there's a little bit of fear mongering going on. And so we're basing all of our decisions on fact. And that's what we will continue to do here at Grace. You also need to know that we have a great supply center and emergency command posts, that we are stocked with food, water, tons of toilet paper, and other supplies that we could keep our kids safe if a lockdown were to occur on our campus and we had to keep them for any extended amount of time. Parents, loved ones, let's continue to lift this up to God and turn this over to Him. Let's continue to be a calming effect for all of our students. Working together, we will work through this terrible virus that is currently facing us. Parents, thank you for allowing myself and all the teachers to partner with you in educating our future here at Grace Christian School. Have a blessed evening.